War on Ukraine. Just wondering, you know, with any information or videos I haven't seen, that aren't, easy to see. Like here, I'm always searching ever since I've heard of the war starting. Um, you know, it, it's horrible, the Russia-Ukraine thing. You should never use aggression and violence to get what you want. There's other ways. He's complaining about water. Man, surrounded by a whole ocean. Elon Musk pointed out several times that there's ways to solve it. There's so much water in the world, and there's ways to solve it. There's some new construction might need to be done. It, it's a lot better than rebuilding all of Ukraine. Um, they just need to make a new water main all the way from the ocean, filtered CO2, gassed in, however. Um, but anyway, that's what they say the war was Putin's reason. It's clearly a really aggressive situation. He's killing all the civilians. Um, you look here, apartment buildings, hospitals, a psychiatric ward, the infant center inside of another hospital, several apartment buildings where people weren't firing or whatsoever. They were just trying to flatten the way to make sure that it looked that it's destroyed and taken over. The cities that weren't too dense. But in Kyiv, apparently they're having trouble. But yeah, it's clearly, the whole world's clearly against him. There's evil and good. Some people take Putin's side innocently or just willingly taking the evil side. But good is always stronger than evil. I would fly over there if I had a way there and I had permission from my wife. It definitely would help. But, Ted Cruz announced before the Biden administration gave away the pipeline to Putin, um, that was the worst thing to do. And Ted Cruz and several other senators and representatives for both parties said that this would lead in them trying to take over Ukraine because Russia has been aggressive with them in the past. A reason you wouldn't want to make a deal with him for water anyway. He's already trying to take over different parts of Ukraine, the Georgia part of Ukraine. He took half of it over because the resistance there was pretty well. And, so let's just say that again. That's why would you want to help out a country that's fighting you and hurting you and really aggressive, ways of solving things. They don't take no for an answer, and they don't, they use an excuse of, oh, they have no choice but this. There were several other choices they could have done. There's several other different forms and ways of building and a way to connect water and restore. It just takes a lot of hard work and dedication, not aggressive and just take someone's land. And he wanted their nuclear power plant. Hope the war stops. Hope nobody else dies. That's what I really hope. They're all democracy or communist countries, or dictatorship, where one man's vision, which man is flawed. Are we doing that all have problems? Then why we all need to be a team, and vote and stuff like that. Christianity is the biggest religion, I believe, with over 2 billion followers. I believe in God's vision. I'm independent. I don't vote left or right because I believe both sides will make a mistake down the road that'll look bad and embarrassing and make you want to, regret even choosing a side. That's just my opinion on that. But, yeah, China probably has their back. That same kind of country as China. China also supported the Taliban and taken over Afghanistan. That's one reason Joe Biden dropped off the weapons there. And in a video, I can link it in the description. But all you had to type in to get this is this didn't age well for Joe Biden. Type that in on YouTube, and you'll see him saying that it takes a year to get the troops out if he was president. When he was in 08 and he was vice president. He's talking to a room full of children, same as Kamala does now. And he says, if he said it takes a year to get them out, that's the truth. A year. This is verbatim. Then he goes on to say, And if you leave those billions of dollars of equipment behind, you might get out in 6 months. And I guarantee you those weapons are going to be used against your grandchildren and mine. I mean, so that means him pretending he didn't know, there was no other way, and that he didn't know the weapons would have been took. Yes, he predicted it himself. Joe Biden's clearly a big liar. If you just Google his lies, you think the man lies for evil. Like Trump was supposed to drain the swamp. I think a lot of people can't see the enemy because they don't know the enemy. They trust their news. They've read their newspaper for years. Well, everyone's got a camera now, record, and cops are getting busted. Political people, it's a way of protection now. So it's kind of hard to be a tyrant now. But yeah, well, let me know what you think about the Ukraine. Would you go to help? All right.